What it do, what it do, what it do, good people, coming to you live from Taz TV. I'm your host, Taz Dean. Oh, yeah. You see who we got in the building.
How's it going? How's it going?
Hey, Baltimore, you see who we got in the building. Yeah, hey, King, speak your name.
Reggie Cornell.
Now, Reg, listen, I'd like to thank you for joining the platform. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely glad to be here.
This means a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, I feel like Big Bro for real now.
Yes,
I say he's finally here. You helped me out in so many ways, just like a lot of you others.
Definitely look up to you.
Let's get straight to it. Yes, Where you
yes.
from?
West Baltimore. Born and raised. Lived 30 years of my life on actually the corner of Gwynns Falls and Alcantara, right by Cloverdale, Mondawmin area. But bounced back and forth between my grandmother lived on Walbrook Avenue, so I was always around Walbrook and Poplar Grove. Was really spending most of my time there as a youngster. So I grew up off North Avenue, Walbrook and Poplar Grove, because parents were busy working. Great parents. Everyone knows my parents were lovely people. But
Now, hold, before we get there, slow it up, because when you talk about your parents, like, he ain't lying. He had some wonderful parents. Talk a little bit about your dad.
Yeah, Mr. Cornell. It's one thing I could say about being a father, being the way he was, being there for me, but not being on me to the point where as though I'm looking at him after every play of a game and I had to worry about what he's going to say after the game. He was never that type, but he was there for every practice, there for every game. Other kids even would rely on him. We took other kids home. We stopped at McDonald's. He was that type of parent, just always there. But you also have to in life allow yourself to be there too. So
Now, people, I gotta get it. Now, Mr. Reg, he'll give you this. Hey, Reg. That's like how I used to say your name. Hey, Reg. Now, listen here, people. I got Reg on here, right? Because this one thing. I'm a senior at the time when he's a freshman, right? Matter of fact,
right here.
I'm a junior when he's coming. I'm a junior when he's coming into high school. However, I'm at Dunbar. You see it. You see it. My name is Dean, and Cornell right in front of me, right? However, before all that, he making noise. He making noise, and I ain't gonna say middle school. I'm not gonna say middle school because you played for Loyola, right?
I played for Loyola 1 year, but that was just sixth grade year. But then chose to play rec ball the rest of my middle school years because it was just more competitive than playing out there at Loyola, playing against St. Paul kids and stuff like that. But,
now, I'm exaggerating. Now, y'all see where I'm going at with this. Y'all know when I get excited, I stutter. So y'all gonna bear with me. Y'all see where I'm going. You see, I say he went to Loyola as a sixth grader, right? In middle school, 6th through 8th, right? I mean, now Loyola ain't no.
It was all connected, just like Calvert Hall.
Yeah. So I want y'all to really recognize this man's brain. You know what I'm saying? And he a militant. He just don't know it. He a militant, but the moves that he made in high school. But we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to all of that. Now you in middle school. The things that I'm hearing and that I'm seeing, you was the number one player in Baltimore, you know what I'm saying, in this area, and coming out of middle school, right?
Yes, I would say back then, it really was only 3 names that rang bells. It was me, Steve Miller, and Melvin Scott.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Now, people, when I say dunk, when I put the ball on his back and he doing this the first time I seen it was 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? First time I seen it was 8th grade. However, now you go to Towson Catholic your freshman year.
Yes.
Matter of fact, before we get to Towson Catholic, let's talk about Bentlow because you started there.
Yes.
You started there.
Shout out to Coach Herman.
Let's talk about Coach Herman. What he meant to you.
Coach Herman meant so much back then. He was such a soft, understanding but stern coach at the same time. It's really hard to describe.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how he was able to have the composure to deal with kids on so many different levels.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Bentlow was special because that area is a reason why Southwestern was the way Southwestern was, the way it was.
Yeah.
The heart that it takes just to be down there,
Mm-hmm.
just play at Bentlow,
Mm-hmm.
to have that fight every day. It was different at an early age. I'm talking about 8 to 10. It's we bodying up. It was different. And it was all about defense. So,
but listen, when he talk about Bentlow, right? I'm gonna
Mhm.
tell you just a side note, right? First time I went in Bentlow, before I even went in Bentlow, I'm thinking I'm going on a Saturday. I'm already in high school at this time. You know what I'm saying? This is on a Saturday, but this is my first time coming into Bentlow.
Okay.
Walking into Bentlow, I'm like, yo, this Bentlow. I didn't already played it around thousands of people, but
It's Bentlow though.
yo, this Bentlow. You see what I'm saying? So. But when y'all had a team down there, do you remember the players you played with?
Oh yes. A lot of greats. Of course, my man Steve, Tay, LaFonte, Earl Carr, Dwayne Banks. That's a name that doesn't get mentioned, but Dwayne Banks was a phenomenal player.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to give a shout out to Dwayne. There's so many Tony Murphy, David Lund, rest in peace.
Yes.
Tricky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is Jamal coming on soon too?
Yeah. Davon Haskins, Todd Galloway. Oh my God. Yeah, it's just Todd. I don't know how.
It's
so
rich.
So many, it's like
it's so rich with talent.
It's one of those places you really don't even want to get in the name of names because you're gonna forget somebody so important. It was so many.
Now let me ask you this: what was y'all record? Because y'all, I don't even remember y'all. I don't know if y'all have a rival team. I don't know if it was a Madison or what was y'all record?
Up until about the age, up until about the age of 14, we never really lost a game. Like between 8 and 12 and up till 13, we never really lost a game.
Wow.
Until I got about 13 and 14. It was kind of crazy because back then that was when literally I was the biggest thing around.
And I'm glad we segment. See, now this for your parents, right? And listen, we ain't blowing smoke up your tail. This was the number one guy. So when I'm talking to you right now, all eyes on him, all schools coming to him. You know what I'm saying? The pressure. Did you feel any pressure? Did you feel like you had to live up to anything? Did it get on your nerves at times? Like, how you feel?
The main pressure was, of course, always just making the right choice, and a lot of times, you fall victim to who's showing you the most attention when that may not always be the right place, but it could still be an okay place, but it may not be just the best place for you.
Okay.
Or it could be. You never know. You're going back and forth with yourself with so many things. It's hard. So it's a lot of pressure.
Man, you choose Towson Catholic your freshman year.
Yes.
Right? Was there any other schools that you was close to, like?
I would say the number one runner-up, I would say shout out to Pat Clatchy. He was the hardest recruiter coming into high school other than any coach, and was about his business. He was a good coach to play for at the time. Phenomenal coach, still phenomenal, great coach.
Yeah.
He's number one coach, I would say right now.
Yeah, shout out to Clatchy, Joe. Yeah, he about his business. He about his business.
And the only reason I did not go to Mount St. Joe was because LaFonte Johnson was not at Mount St. Joe. To be honest. Yeah, that's my guy.
No. He told me about y'all relationship. So y'all feel the same about each other, right? Now, all right, coming into your freshman year of Towson Catholic. Now, was it expected for you? Did you feel like, all right, I can work my way into this? Or, all right, this big bro up here. I got Keith Jennifer up here. I got Steve Johnson over here. You know, how was practice? How was the first day of school? Talk to me.
It's funny. Coming into Towson Catholic, the only person I even thought about that I even really knew like that was LaFonte Johnson. So if Steve wasn't a thought, Ivan, shout out to Ivan. He came in with me, Ivan Griffin from
yeah, Big Ivan, yeah.
So that meant a lot. Ivan was became like a bro.
Mm-hmm.
But besides Ivan and Tay and Keefe, actually, became a friend when I came up. I knew Keefe, but me and Keefe clicked. We like bros. I think I was closer to Keefe than anybody up there.
Yeah.
And still to this day.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my guy. So it was easy for me.
Now, how was that year in the Catholic League? Like, because it was a lot of talent there. It was a lot of talent. You got the St. Francis. How was those? You seeing the likes of your Reggie Bryants, your Derek Snowens, your even your Calvin Dotsons, was taught at St. Francis. He was there.
He was at St. Francis back then.
Yes. Right.
Yes.
And Tricky was Tricky. Was Tricky there with him? Or he came the next year? He was still at Walbrook.
No. That was before Walbrook. So, yeah, I think he was there. He might have been there.
Okay, and Timbo.
Yeah, Timbo was there. Timbo, Big Sean.
Yeah. So and see, this is one thing I used to be jealous of, playing in the city and then going to watch y'all on a Sunday. I used to try to make it my business to see I slide in somebody's gym. 9 times out of 10 is St. Francis though. You know what I'm saying? But y'all had the best pizza. Y'all had the best pizza. I don't like the pizza bowls. And then it's like, I just like the way how y'all play basketball. Now, one thing I'm gonna keep it 100, right? Even though, and this was a topic when I played. This was a topic when I played. I don't know what the kids talk about now. But they'll say the Catholic League or the City League was more tougher. At that time, listen, I'm gonna say this. At that time, because you played in both, right? I'm gonna get my opinion. I'm gonna get my opinion now, and then you'll speak. Okay. I'm gonna say the Catholic League was tougher because y'all really had to run plays for some teams. Y'all had to run plays.
Yes, we had to play that game.
Yeah,
we had to adjust.
Yes, they had taken it. Y'all had to go to your second and third options, things of that nature. So I will give.
Overall, it made it so a team with just one singular star, because they're running the right plays and they play together, it still made that game tough.
Yeah.
So Catholic League, it was tough game after tough game after tough game after tough game.
See, and I had to ask you that question. Like, what's the
back then?
Yeah, back then. So.
And the talent was still spread in the Catholic League amongst your certain schools. So you still had that inner city talent out there you're dealing with that had to play under that organized ball, and they had to adjust. And actually, it really made us better players for that next level too.
Yeah,
it really did.
Your freshman year? How you pan out your freshman year?
Freshman year, as a freshman coming into TC, playing varsity alone. Like I said, over like a 15-year period, I think me and LaFonte were the only two freshmen that went right to playing varsity up TC. So that alone spoke volumes. And because of that, playing in Slam Dunk to the Beach got me ranked top 100 freshman year.
I remember.
Letters, of course, the first letters were Kentucky, Syracuse, Miami, and then there were a couple others that I forget. But of course, they were actually the first three, and that's why I remember them.
Now, people, he gonna be modest, right? He gonna be modest. Like, this is another guy that I feel as though, all right, some people get caught it's getting caught up. It's not nothing that you did. But the places you playing, the places you playing, and who you playing for in the summer. All right. A real basketball person, right? Like because you got your scholarships, things of that nature. However, that year was so pivotal. The year after TC, after Towson Catholic, you top 100, and then you transfer, right? And I know, and I understand how that affected your recruiting, how that affected your ranking, and things of that nature.
Everything.
Tell the people why you transferred for Towson Catholic.
Honestly, why I transferred was, like I said, my guy, Ante Johnson, 3 days before school started, his transcripts didn't transfer from going to summer school, and he missed so much of his summer going to these special camps. I felt bad. They wouldn't let him into school. They said, we don't want him at this point. We don't care when we get the transcripts. So at that point, both of us kind of decided, I'm going to go down Dunbar. I didn't even want to be up there anymore because there was some other things that were going on that I was seeing.
Mm-hmm.
But that was kind of like the icing. I came up here for Tay.
Yeah.
Now you're putting Tay out. Literally, I told you that was the reason why I went up there.
Right.
So we're gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's how I occurred.
Now y'all come down to Dunbar, and I'm so happy that y'all came down. Still to this day, I'm so happy that y'all came down. What was you thinking though? Like, all right, I'm next year I'm be down. Well, in the summertime, I'm going to Dunbar. Like, what was your expectations? What was your expectations met?
To be honest, the grooming, like being a West Side kid, playing at Bentlow, but then having to go to middle school at Loyola and going from Loyola to Towson Catholic, I was just ready to go to a city school. Finally,
just to see.
To be honest, that's all. I was excited. The third day of school, I had a girlfriend by third day of school.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yeah, that's that way we ain't gonna do that. No, yes, you did. Now you down there now, people. Now, people, this, like I said, this little bro at the time, I'm a senior, right? And I'm gonna tell you, my first thought when he came down, I'm happy that he coming down, but I'm thinking about practice. Yes, practice. And what I'm thinking about practice, I'm not letting this motherfucker dunk on me. I know what he been doing. I got a whole team of clowns. Like, if he dunk on me, I probably had pictures up around the wall in the school. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's how we was. That's how we got down. So I'm a fouler. People know I ain't no jumper. I'm a fouler. But he was you still push me. You know what I'm saying? I still had to I can't let them. So it wasn't no sucker. You wasn't no. Yeah, it wasn't no. But I wasn't like I still had to respect you. I still had to respect you.
Absolutely.
And all my young big boys, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know this with the big fellas in the city. We a fraternity in our own because we just our own. You know what I'm saying? I'm always gonna be more loyal to how I am to the gods. I'm like, y'all know that now.
To be honest, I came in there. You was big bro. I wasn't never gonna try. I still wasn't. That's how I was, man. I wasn't gonna try.
Man, I'm glad because I wouldn't have heard the end of it. We'd have been talking about this right now.
Not in practice.
Now I gotta ask you this: after I leave, the next year y'all had some trouble. Yeah. Like, even to the point that I clowns Calvin Dawson for what did y'all do? Y'all been known for the worst team in Dunbar. Can you speak to that a little bit?
My junior year, halfway through the year, it just started falling apart on a multitude of levels, between losing players for just transferring, then you had losing players because of grades, and then ultimately losing a coach due to death in the family, all within the same year.
Right.
So I mean, it wasn't too much we could really do about that, but try to hold on, which we were very close to. We were very close to it. We still was in the playoffs at least, but that was our first time not making it to the states or city championship at least. And
how y'all feel? Because I heard y'all. How you feel after that? How did you feel?
Oh, I felt like, you know what? I got one more year. That was my junior year, and we're gonna come in with a point to prove. And they set it up just that way by ranking us 16th coming into our senior year.
Now, I love hearing the stories about y'all senior year, right? Yeah. Now, Kenny Minor, and I went on record and said this, and it's not hating, you know what I'm saying? But because at this time, I'm still getting updates on. I'm out of town, but I'm still getting updates of what's going on in the city. And hands down, Kenny Minor was the slayer of the city that year. Yes. And the people say he should have got the player of the year. Yes. And Melo, I ain't hating on you nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not at all. However, this is what the people saying. But we understood, like, Melo deserved the shit too. Don't let me. I'm not saying he's not deserving of. He wasn't deserving of Come on, we top 10 score in the.
I mean, you're talking about a toss-up. You're talking about a Mark Karcher Pooh Bear situation.
Yeah, exactly. that was a great. That was great. That was great right there. You know what I'm saying? So it's no you can't go wrong. But they said that summer, y'all got together as a team. Y'all worked out.
I mean, we was Drew Hill, Cloverdale, playing. I mean, it was no plays to us. That's the whole thing. Our natural rhythm. We just came down into position and we kept moving. No one was standing around, and we just got used to playing like that. So by the time the season started, literally, our senior year, we didn't run plays in practice. We ran full court the whole practice. We ran full court. That was it. There were no plays.
Yeah.
We went out there and we played ball and we had fun.
Yeah.
And literally, we would have went down as one of the unranked teams in history had it not been for one game playing Harrisburg High School in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, where they cheated us so bad. The coach of Harrisburg came up to us after the game and said, if I could give you all these trophies, I would. Our entire starting five got out of the game. So that
I can believe it, though.
I can believe one game we lost that year, 27-1.
Now, this for Harrisburg. I can believe that. Y'all up in Pennsylvania. Same thing happened to us down in Wheeler, Virginia. We had 5 people foul out the game. They beat. So I know the cooking. Yes. I know the cooking. I know the cooking. Now let's get a little deeper now, because people want to know after y'all winning, y'all go through that summer, beginning before I was about to get ahead of myself, but beginning of that year, because Kenny he said he felt it was going to be special. How you feel? I know y'all had a chip on your shoulder because you're saying I felt some type of way coming in 16. How did you feel though? Like, how you feel? Like, what was the you could say one thing like, yo, we 16, but it's another thing of feeling like, oh, we gonna win.
I'm gonna tell you exactly how I felt. I wasn't even thinking about the ranking. What hurt me the most, and I remember to this day, I even said it in the papers when they interviewed me. I said, you got teams like Patterson and Poly talking about they're gonna beat us this year based off of a ranking in a paper. I just asked, they don't know what they got coming to them.
Right.
That was pretty much it.
That
was all she wrote.
Now, do you remember any key games you remember your senior year?
Oh man, my senior year, couple key games. I would say first of all Southern. I would say both Southern games because they were ranked. I want to say top 20 for sure in the nation. I want to say it was 14th maybe. We had Melvin, Lucky, great year, but we beat them twice that year. But the first game going into halftime, we were down maybe like 14 points, something like that. But when we went into the locker room, I'll never forget this. Coach Smiley didn't say too much. I think his words verbatim were, you know what? Y'all know what we got to do. And that was it. We went back out there and went on like a 26-3 run or something.
Yeah.
And they never came within single digits until they took the whole starting 5 out in the fourth quarter, and they came back a little bit. Maybe we won by 9. See? That was the first time we played them, I think, that year. Then we had to go and do it again.
See? Now he talking about a Southern team that was ranked in the country. Yes. You had a Melvin Scott.
Shout out to that team.
Right. Melvin Scott went to North Carolina. Deshaun Lucky. Did he go to where did he go in PA?
Oh Jesus. Oh, I forgot. I don't know how I forgot the school he went to.
St. Francis, PA.
Yep, St. Francis.
All right. Now y'all do y'all thing. AAU. Let's talk about Bob Gibbons.
Yes, that was a fun year.
Now Bob Gibbons is a national AAU tournament that you have. He playing with Baltimore Select. Just like it's the same thing as y'all got the EYBL right now. You know what I'm saying? Nothing the top of the top teams.
Spots.
Y'all had a chance to win it. And I'm not saying it was your fault, right? Because we're going to get to whose fault it was. I'm not saying it was your fault. But they said you come down the court and try to do a 360 two-handed on 2 people, but just missed the dunk.
Yeah, this is summer going into my sophomore year, this tournament. Yeah, and what happened, it was one of those summers where the muscle in your body went to a whole nother level. And when I got up there, I took off from the right side of the lane.
Yeah.
And what I remember is I twisted my body trying to get around the people. And by the time I end up twisting my body all the way back around, I'm on the other side of the rim on the left side and just trying to throw it in.
Did y'all hear
this?
It
was some miraculous stuff where I took off and it just, my bounce was on a whole nother level back then.
Man, see,
that was pre-accident. Pre-car accident.
Now tell the people now, because people want to know, why did Reggie stop? So I want you got the floor right now. This is your senior year over, you graduate. Tell the people what Reggie did. Well, tell the people where Reggie went.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what I did. Of course, there are always options out there. There were colleges you can go to. Probably the one thing I do regret, and the only reason why I didn't go to Johns Hopkins on a full ride was because I didn't want to play D3 or be obligated to play ball at a D3 level. Mm-hmm. So I gave myself options. I always focused on the grades. That was what was always the most important to me. To be honest, that was instilled to me early, and because of my grades, I was still able to get a full ride to Morgan State. Not be obligated to play ball, and ideally, I ended up choosing not to play ball, and that's only because of knee injuries due to an accident I had in 10th grade that a lot of people don't know about, but it changed my total jumping abilities.
Now, I'm asking these things because, and this is what I need y'all kids to see. Basketball ain't all. It's not everything. You will survive. You know what I'm saying? It's not the all to be all. However, you had the mental capacity. Once you got into the car, can I say?
Yeah, good.
Reg got into a car wreck his sophomore year.
After the Douglas game.
And it messed his knee up.
Head on
collision. Instead of really rehabbing it, he went the Baltimore way. You know how we go. You all right, ice it. You all right? You all right?
Half the season, and I ended up ultimately missing that slam dunk to the beach tournament. And that's where I got ranked the season before. And by not playing in that tournament, but going from a private school, which was so important being at a prep school back then, that was pretty much what got me ranked. Being a freshman playing at a predominant prep school to a city school, and also not playing the very next year in the same tournament.
Right.
That got me.
Because they don't know what type kid you are.
They don't know what situation that. He transferred from a prep school to a city school. And he's also not playing. Why is he not playing though?
Now, can you tell the people, because it's not easy for some, and you're a kid at this time. But the mentality or the feelings that you felt of, oh, my game had changed. I was projected to be this or to do that. Yes. How is people going to receive me now? Like, did that play any part? Did people change a little bit?
Ultimately, I played through it because if you ask people, I still had bounce 11th grade, I still had bounce 12th grade. It just became 2-foot bounce. It wasn't that slash and bounce taking off from anywhere, which that's how I scored my points bounce.
Okay.
Now it just became I could jump off of 2 feet anywhere and dunk on you, but it was closer to the rim.
Right.
Slashing with speed, and you got big men out there that can block you now.
Yeah.
You're going straight up. So and I had to be forced to play the post too. And that's the whole other thing too. I wasn't the slasher anymore.
Right.
So it was totally different. But realizing that, I just had to just say, you know what? I know that this knee isn't going to last me through a college career. So I got to start focusing on the grades, focus on college, focus on not having to pay for college.
Now, at this time, did you go through any changes? Meaning, like, what was the adjustment period for you? Because a lot of times, and I'm trying to learn how to really get to it and articulate it to the point that when the game stopped, you know what I'm saying? When the game is over, sometimes you may need a therapist to come back into society, into life. And as far as a young man, a young kid at that time going through that, you could have went all types of ways with it. You know what I'm saying? Like we have kids today, and we always been around. However, when it's over, I don't know what to do. What's next? The parents don't know because you've been supporting this. You've been supporting your kid for this one goal all your life. You know what I'm saying? So it's sometimes people panic. Sometimes people go is start resenting each other and goes you have some people go to the streets. You know what I'm saying? So it's that's why I try to. That's where a lot of times where I try to get with this show to let the people know the athlete that's coming behind us. You're gonna go through things. Things gonna happen. Sometimes what you may have planned may not be in the cards for you. Right. However, what adjustments are you going to make? I understand you're going to feel some type of way, and that's a natural feeling. But how are you going to get through this to move on? Because life is bigger than basketball. Right. It's only this part of basketball, period, in your life. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? God, if God willing, you'll be around. I mean, I'm thankful right now. I'm blessed. I'm here at 40.
And you know what? That's why I would say as ball players, and I think this happens to a lot of ball players. This is whether you go to college or not. Mm-hmm. It's at some point when you stop playing ball, mm-hmm. and you don't have like just a straight trade because your trade was playing ball. Mm-hmm. Somewhere within the first 3 jobs you get, you end up finding some type of ability. You end up sticking with that ability.
Right.
But it's also about having the mental capacity to keep yourself sane throughout all that. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing.
And see, that's right there. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the hard part. And there are different ways to do that. And that's why there isn't a straight up answer to your question. Mm-hmm. But you gotta try to find the safe way. That's the only thing with me. My safe way was love. Mm-hmm. I've been with my wife since my second year of college.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to YGT.
And that's the route that I chose. But that's what kept me. It took me love to have to support someone to say, you know what, I couldn't just rely on supporting myself.
Right.
If I just was thinking about supporting myself, that's what could have took me a whole bunch of different directions. Mm-hmm. But having someone else that had to rely on my life, so I couldn't go a certain direction and do some certain things.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But that's what it took for me. Some people, it takes other avenues, and they may be negative. Sometimes some people get alcoholism. Mm-hmm. It could be a number of things, but you know, that's what I chose. It took love for me.
Now you did some time at Morgan. You did some time at Morgan, and now you're a businessman. You know what I'm saying? Is it anything? Tell the people what you're doing. Tell promote what you're doing. Go ahead.
Well, now I'm a general manager of Car Yes Auto Sales, located on Bel Air Road. You can always Google Car Yes, pull right up. But I've, of course, been through a number of dealerships. I've been director of finance for franchises.
You don't got to give them all that. You don't got to give them a resume. But give them support your business. Like, you can support your business.
Yeah.
Like,
it's Car Yes Auto Sales. Because it's only see Reggie. Ask for Reggie when you come to Car Yes, because I deal with you personally. We're small. Mm-hmm. Only have one other salesperson. So that's why I say I will deal with you personally, but we keep 20 to 50 cars in stock.
Now, listen, he put me in the car about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago, he said, Ted, and listen, y'all gonna hear my story. I don't hide nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm authentic. My man said, listen, Ted, I got you. I said, listen here, man, I got you, and I'm not gonna break you. I got you.
Good payment, everything.
He ain't lying.
The car had like what, 18,000 miles, something like that. Like a brand new car.
You know what I'm saying? That's like I said, my man. Like we gonna end this interview off. We're gonna end this interview off. Now, I'd like you to join the show next Tuesday. You know, we back at it again.
Absolutely. I appreciate you for having me. I appreciate the audience. I appreciate anyone viewing this, anyone that stayed this long to hear this. I appreciate
it. Listen, man. You was Reggie. Listen here. For me, a successful story, this is success. You know what I'm saying? It's not glitz and glam all the time. You're a real person. Absolutely. You ain't just help me. You help a bunch of us out. You know what I'm saying? You's a man. You there for you. I know you. You understand what I'm saying?
That's the way I was.
So this story, I wanted the story. I called you, didn't I?
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
It was a shocker, but it felt good.
Like I real recognize real. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So please don't, and that's what. Don't diminish yourself, man. Don't never do that. Don't ever do that. I don't never want y'all to do that because, man, y'all don't.
Ultimately, it's all about. I don't know if you can see my shirt, but mental health.
Yeah.
Mastering your mental health. That's what it's all about.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about, you know, man, it's all about.
Shout out to my homeboy Marcus Scott on that one. Mental health, mastering your mental health.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, shout him out one more time.
Yeah, Marcus Scott, mastering your mental health. I think he also associated with Luminous Minds, but quick shout out to him.
All right.
It's a very, very important thing.
And last time I get out of here, I need you to support the foundation, Calvin Dawson. We up here and we over and out. Holla.